Hello and welcome to the Let's Talk About Meh podcast. It is the most unpopular podcast in Scotland. Nobody watches it. Nobody likes me. My name's Dave. Today my guest will be Alan Plowman, otherwise affectionately known within our group as Scoops. We're going to be talking today, and he's going to tell us stuff. I don't know what stuff. But before we get into the fun of having a conversation, do the annoying socials. You can contact me on email at officialletstalkaboutmeh@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at LetsTalkAboutMeh1. And I'm on the TikTok with the kids. And that is Let's Talk About Meh 6. I did not pick those names. They were given to me. There's no reason for the 6 and there's no reason for the 1. That's what it gave me.
I did wonder that, to be
That's
fair.
the amount of effort I put into these things. So, getting on quickly, because, people are on the toilet and they're only going to sit there for so long when they listen and watch this stuff. So, my question I always ask my guests. Alan Plowman, AKA Scoops. Who the fuck are you?
I'm Alan Plowman. I used to do the wrestling training. I now do Scoops Plowman. I do the ring announcing, basically. Don't really do much. I play a lot of pool. I do the occasional pantomime. I play games. I watch shows. Occasionally a movie.
You do shit.
I do shit, yeah.
Right, can I just say that's the best way to start off a podcast ever? I don't do much. I have no interesting qualities or purpose to me. So please sit here and listen to this conversation.
To be fair, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's having a yap. But I do want to point out, it feels weird hearing you call me Alan Plowman.
I've never called you by your name ever.
I don't think since I've been given the nickname Scoops Plowman, which would have been at least 2 years ago or something.
Must be 2, if not 3 at push. Might be 3.
It could well be.
Could be 3.
I don't think I've ever heard since then be called Alan Plowman by any of the wrestling lot, other than maybe Struan.
I mean, it's an affectionate nickname. It wasn't like we gave it to you in a bad way. I think it was RJ Cash.
It was. I think it was a joint effort between RJ and Scully, because I remember it was a training session and it was just dogs at my feet.
Yeah. By the way, Miles is in the room with us because he won't behave. So there will either be a barking or strange movement under the table, which is nothing untoward. By the way, I mean, I like you, but I'm not you know my type.
I mean, I never know. Anyway, so.
You share this video enough for me. I mean, things could happen for you, Alan. We can go
there. So got picked up by RJ to go to training, Ricky, and I don't remember why it was just us two in the car. Maybe it was he was finishing work late and I was doing something later, so we came in late, or it was just us two from work that day. But it was just us two in the car, and he had said, we were talking about the interviewing idea, and me and Scully came up with a name. I don't remember who came up with what part, but then they're like Scoops Plowman because you get the scoop and you get the interview. And I thought it was so stupid but so funny at the time. I was quite chuffed with it.
Well, see, that's one thing. I think that was the start of if that can be heard over the mic, that was my dog scratching. This is going to be a nightmare. It's not me with fleas. I think that was the beginning of because we train in the Castleton Drill Hall, and it's our own dog, and it's our own little bubble area. I think that was kind of Scoops was the start of kind of making it feel like a workplace for the characters, because we did a couple of interviews first, which were so haphazardly done. We didn't have mics, we didn't have good cameras, we didn't have any sort of production value, other than me being able to edit a little bit. But I remember that was kind of the start of it. And now, I don't know if you've seen the recent kind of promos and things we do in the hall. Now there's more lighting, cameras. I've just invested in mics. I've got this camera which I'm using here, which is really good, and a little bit annoyed because I've been I've got this camera, guys. You want to do promos? I'll film them for you, and nobody's come forward. And it's always the same. It's like herding children. Come on, do the promos. We need to plug the show. Do the promo. No promos. Guys, come on. We need to do the promos. Okay, it's
I don't know. I do see the messages quite a lot. But Hi guys, because I'm still in the wrestling group chat for the
You
show.
are. I've never
And
taken you out.
I
Like,
know.
you're still in the training chat.
And I'm quite enjoying it because I just get notifications. It's like, oh, who's all at training? And then I'm like, oh, I wonder who's at training today.
do
I'm
you know
working
what?
on Wednesday. So.
I've legit forgot you're in there.
I've not been at training for like 2 years, but I still always like give it a read, and then I'm like,
And yet you don't. That's creepy because you don't reply. You just watch it happen.
yeah. Well, I don't think it's a question whether I'm at training on Wednesday.
You're just sitting there at night going, "Oh, drama! Oh yeah."
Well, once or twice, yeah, actually. But,
Like, ooh, ooh.
no, because I work on Wednesday, so I can't do the training anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
So so as you said, you've been MCing now for, is this your second year?
I think maybe. I think it has been because we've had how many shows this year?
We're only, believe it or not, this is the fourth show.
Oh,
this year.
that's definitely my second year.
We
then.
do 6 a year, and this is the fourth one. Although this year has felt long,
yeah,
really long.
This'll be.
We're technically in what we call, again, as RJ jokes about, he calls it off season. It's like the
Yeah, you
season
got
break.
like a 3 month.
Yeah, and I cannot tell you, this 3 months has been so long.
Yeah,
Like
no.
unreal long. This show coming up, August 30th, by the way, Royal British Legion, Thursday. Wink, wink. This one has been one of the worst. One of the worst. I swear it's cursed. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Booking it was a nightmare because we had like Mikey books it and we were like, oh, right, we got this idea, and then we couldn't get anyone because August 30th. Wait, down. August 30th was that's me talking to your penis, by the way. Down, boy. Look excited about it.
Sorry, I'm just really excited about August 30th.
I mean, how can you not be? Woo, wrestling. It's how it goes. It's how it goes. It just falls apart.
Oh.
It's my own fault. It's my own dirty mind.
Oh,
Yeah, it just, Mikey had an idea, and it was a really good idea, and then couldn't get folk we wanted because for some reason August 30th this year, everyone in Scotland's having a big show. It's almost like they're mid-year something. So we can't get excuse me, we can't get Brody up because she's booked, which is a shame. And I think it's the first time in a long time Brody's not been up.
I don't remember the last show without her, to be honest. Because even when she had something going on with her shoulder or something.
Yeah,
and
when
she was struggling to
injured.
work. Because obviously you had to be really careful with her because she was injured. She was still up and she was still working on the show. So I don't remember the last time we never actually.
I mean, I think it's past Brody's past the point of I get told off for this, I'm not allowed to use the word import. They get really upset with me now, but especially Mikey and that, because Mikey's been with us for over 7-8 years.
Yeah, no.
A long time. He's part of the group. He's part of the family.
Yeah.
And he's a good friend of mine as well. I love it when he comes up. We're like two grumpy old men talking about stuff, and we're so similar mindset with stuff.
Yeah.
But see if we watch wrestling or there's some dodgy wrestling, we pick up on the same stuff, and we just sit like two grumpy old men nah, you kids in your backyard. Oh no, we love the backyard. But we say the same thing going, look at that talent. Why is it not in a school being trained? Why are you trying to kill yourself in front of 10 people?
Yeah.
But I would say Brody's the same.
100%.
And it goes beyond just bringing someone up in the roster. Brody's part of my friend group, and she's like, Brody. I feel like Brody's my big sister that I never had, and I mean, it might be a good thing that she's not this time, because I might get through a show without having the absolute shit ripped out of me constantly. I mean, I'm not joking. She is I'm like her verbal punching bag in a good way, and then I give it back, but I'm not as quick as her. I'll give her a due. I am not as quick. She is fast with it, and I'm like, I'm gonna blame the tism. I'm gonna play the A card because it's just so quick. My brain goes, your mum. It's all I can do. It's the best I've got.
It's the hardest time to think of something like that is when you're on the spot.
Yeah.
When it just comes naturally, you can kind of just sling a bit crack like that. It just kind of comes naturally.
Yeah.
But then when you're trying to think of a response on the spot, it's just it doesn't nothing goes on up here. It's
No.
just blank slate, and you're like, ugh.
And you know what the weird thing is as well is see like a lot of the ones that again imports, but the people that we ask up, right, and it's specific performers, and I am genuinely dumbfounded by this because it's a mixture of your life experiences, your performance style, and who you are as a person. Some of them are so fast at the wit.
Yeah.
And they're so quick. And I'm like, how do you do that? And then I've watched them go out and do promos live, and it's not even planned, it's not scripted, and they've got to be smart with each other, and they're so fast.
Right.
I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I haven't got that level of like, here's something very witty. Again, it just goes back to your mum.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you got a stupid face. It's like it's the best I've got.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. And off track again. You've been announcing for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And you trained with us originally.
I did, yeah.
And I think you trained with us for about 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah.
2 years.
It was I think it was the first year back after COVID, or it might be in the second year, but it was the January show. One of the trainees, Rory,
Yes.
was like, I was just speaking to Rory on a messenger, and they said, "Oh yeah, no, the wrestling trainer did it and brought it up, and that Struan did it, and I was pals with Struan through players, so I was like, oh, you know what, I don't do anything on a Wednesday."
You don't do anything again.
Not occupied on a Wednesday night.
Not occupied.
I think I was just wasn't doing much then anyway. But I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure, give it a try. And I remember came to the first show. I went to the last training session before the show, and I remember I tried to help set up the ring for all of like 5 minutes. And I think you went, wait, hey, what are you doing? Hey, you're not helping. Go sit and watch. And I was like, all right, because you're just coming here, like first session, not helping, just watch. And I was like, okay, sound. So I remember I sat and watched, and then I watched the show, and I was like, looks fun. I want to do that. So yeah, and the crack was good as well. It was good crack.
It was good.
I already knew some people who went like not so well, but knew of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Danger and Scully and stuff.
One thing we've always said, we were actually talking about this last week in training.
Yeah.
Because there was not last week, sorry, I wasn't there, it was a week before, I think. But anyway, we were talking, and we've got a new trainee. She didn't turn up last night, but took to the bump really quick.
Yeah.
And was very impressed with it. And we all say the same thing. Every time we always bring up you and your bump, right? Because for all your many, many, many faults, many faults and shortcomings, you had one of the snappiest bumps. And it got to a point where quite often I'd be like, stop it, be nice to yourself. Instead, like, can you be a bit kinder to yourself? Because you would just slam into the floor. You were so snappy. And your other thing that I always thought was funny, because we tell Jenny off for it, although Jenny's getting way better at it, is you were terrible for smiling when you were getting battered. Like, you smiled like, it was great. And I get it because it's fun. But we were like, Alan, stop smiling.
I can't remember who I was talking to about this the other day, but I was literally bringing up that exact same thing, because they're like, you're always smiling. And I'm like, yeah, I just smile when I'm like happy.
So what you say is that people are like, we stop smiling because it's pissing me off.
I've had it before, yeah. But no, because I'm like always in players. I remember we did a play. I think it was called We Shall Never Die, and it's a very morbid play.
It sounds completely not morbid.
About 12 children who used to work in the mines, and then there was a flood, and then all the kids died. But I was like,
and you're smiling to the whole fucking read.
I remember, yeah, I think I was like 14, 15 or something. I remember.
It's no excuse.
Yeah, I remember I was smiling quite a bit, and I remember like Jenny, here, stop that. I don't think who was directing. I don't mind, but anyway.
I'm just imagining this big moment of like the kids are all dead. It was, the classic no, and Alan's just standing there.
Luckily enough, the stage lights weren't on you if you weren't talking, so I just had to keep it fine for a little bit.
No, I think you're messing about it. I think originally the stage lights were all on, but they couldn't get you to stop. It was a directed, creative choice of just turn the fucking lights off.
But yeah, no, I was enjoying it. Right, I was enjoying myself wrestling, so I was just like, because when like I've got all these things going through my head because I'll be honest, I was never really good at it.
I
was okay.
Yeah, I think you were coming on. I think it's a shame you stopped when you did because you were progressing. I mean, I think the last massive piece of work I had with you in training was you had a training match with me where I completely burst your face open.
You did do that.
I burst your lip. Yeah, that wasn't my fault.
No, so I remember it was like I was bent over and you were going to knee me in the face, and you said to me before, you were like, "Turn your head. If you don't turn your head, I'm gonna clock you." And when you're like, for me at least, when I'm in the ring, I'm trying to think about so many things. Like, what's next? How I'm selling, this, that. Then like things about like, am I smiling right now? Don't really come into my head. So I'm cheesing, and then when it's like, oh, this spot's next, I've got to get ready, do this, bend over, and my brain doesn't go, right, I'm gonna bend over, turn my head, my brain goes, I'm bent over, what's happening after this? And then I just got like kneed in the face, and I was like, get up, turn around, take I think it was like a line or something.
It was a line to the back of the head, I think it was, because it was knee, spin round, hit.
Yeah.
It was a sequence I used to do, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, I taste blood. And I think I just bit like...
Yeah, I remember like I pinned you. And I was like, I just caught it at the corner of my eye. I was like, that's red. I was like, oh!
Yeah, but I remember, and this was one thing that stuck into my head. I can't remember where I seen it, but it's like, if you start bleeding, milk it.
Yep.
And I know it was literally just training match, but I started bleeding, and I was like, just start getting as much saliva in my mouth as possible, so it just looks terrible.
The thing I heard always stayed with me was Beyond the Mat, the documentary Beyond the Mat.
Yeah.
Mick Foley is playing with these kids, little kids, and he slams one on the bed and he bites his lip. And then he goes, oh, no, he says, don't waste it. You can mix it with saliva. It makes it look worse. I've always used it since I my lip.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
So it looked like you'd probably just like burst my lip. But
I didn't think it was bleeding, like it was running, but
it wasn't too bad, but still. It looked cool.
I felt awful. Yeah. I remember hitting that knee, and I felt your nose in my thigh. I was like, oh, it's not good. Like, that's not good.
Fair. I bled in training twice actually.
Did you not cut your finger as well, taking the ring down or something? Like, you bled all the... Well, actually, do you know what? Struan's now beating the ring. Well, that show, he bled like 2 pints of
oh, yeah, it's true, yeah.
Twice he's bled all over the ring.
Well, that was... I remember, I think it was either with Richard or Steve, and we were taking a board, and I was put it down, and I dropped it on one of my fingers. I don't remember. There's a scar on one
of the 9.
Yeah, there's a scar on one of them from it, I think. Yeah, that there. It's a little bit of a scar.
Oh, it's a twee.
Yeah, it's a little scar, but yeah, no, I dropped it, and then obviously it got caught in between the wood and the metal, and then just started bleeding, and I was like, oh, finger's bleeding, sort of that. And it just kind of didn't stop.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, and you were like... Just go to the hospital.
Yeah,
probably.
It was deep.
Yeah,
it was a deep one.
So I got my sister to take me to the hospital.
Yeah,
I made a tetanus shot and all that.
You try to say my ring dirty. You try to say my ring's dirty.
But they were like, "What did you cut it on?" And I was like, "Wood and metal." And they were like, "I'll give you a tetanus shot."
Yeah, wood and metal that gets like for about the last 8 years has been sweat on consistently.
Yeah. Not a great thing you want to be cutting yourself with. But...
You got wrestle hip, man. Wrestle hip.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I did train him for 2 years. I did stop for a bit because I remember when I was younger, I broke my knee in Italy, and I remember it started like really. I remember it would be like a Thursday, and my knee would just be like brutal killing me, and I was like, "This isn't supposed to happen." And I went.
How'd you break your knee in Italy? You never told me that.
Skiing.
So I can't see. No, wait a minute. I was going to say I can't see skiing. Now I can see skiing. Right? I can see it. The big, a big red and white puffer jacket. Okay?
It was red.
Right. Combat fucking snow thingies. Right. Just we'll say they're blue. I don't know why it's blue. And you're just tearing down. Right. Big reflective. You know that. Right. And they're gold. You know that the sport's gold.
Yeah.
And you're going down 100 mile an hour. Okay. And you're like this. Just fucking full heading towards a tree. This is great. This is great.
Well, I did it in like first year of high school. So I don't know, 13.
Oh, was it like the high school trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my parents weren't fucking rich enough to bring me on a skiing trip.
My hair. I never got sent on the skiing trip at all. Anyway, that wasn't even on the cards going to school for me.
No, but it was like because we would go on like a holiday where our family would always go on holiday in January, and then the school was doing like ski trip, and then like it would work out the same price. And my parents were like, "Well, not very often you get to go off in your life and go skiing." So they were like, they're quite happy to put the money forward for us to go do it, and I was not bad at it. So we had like an instructor at the front and like a group of 6 or 7 of us, and there was one lassie who was really bad at it. And it turns out after the fact, after I had broke my knee and stuff, she got taken back into a beginners group again.
Ooh.
But we were going down, we cut off round the side of a mountain. So it was basically like maybe as wide as this room, and there's like a wall of mountain to your left, and there's a cliff drop with trees to your right. Right, but it was like it was being very hard to follow.
Yeah.
And it had like been stormy a week before, and it was hard to get the snowplows down that kind of bit, so it was a bit uneasy snow. But I got put near the back of the group to keep an eye on the lassie, just in case.
This is karma, because you were laughing, she ended up going twice.
So she was a bit behind me, and then I remember like my skis were like this, and then there was a bump in the snow. It went down, one dug in, and I was like 5 foot or something when I was like 13. I was small, so I just got flung. Maybe not 5, maybe 5'2", I don't know. But anyway, I was small, so I got flung, and then I remember I like landed, stopped. One ski was like sitting, dug into the snow a bit, and the other was gone, probably off the cliff. Don't know whatever happened to that one. And then she kind of came by, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I remember I was like, "No." I just started bawling because my knee was not facing the right direction. It was like off to the side just a bit, and I was like, ugh. And yeah, I got. She was like, "I'll go tell them. Like, go up forward and tell them." I remember thinking, like, I'm fucked. Cause,
you get stretchered down.
They brought a snowmobile, a jet ski.
Yeah.
They
They put you in the stretcher.
Yeah, so another instructor kind of seen me, and like usually they put an X in front of you so people go around you, but it was just the one. And then she called someone there, got taken onto like a gondola thing down, put on a stretcher, taken to the hospital on the slopes. And I don't remember how I got to the hospital.
Hold on.
But
hold on.
Yeah.
Whoa. There's a hospital on the slopes.
I like a mini one. For like that's why I got extra.
I mean it's smart, right? Yeah. I mean you think, but then you go like, if you need a hospital next to the place where you're doing the sport, is the sport? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's true.
I mean, like, you don't see like a hospital being planted next to Ibrox or anything like that. Probably should.
But yeah, so and then I was in the hospital, and I don't remember. I remember I was in an ambulance at some point. Then I woke up in a hospital, and then I woke up in a children's hospital. And all I remember for the children's hospital is one of my teachers sitting on the bed next to me, giving me a CD player so I could watch a movie. He only had kids' movies that his kids watch. So I remember watching.
You were technically still kids.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I remember watching like Inside Out. Not Inside. Is that it? I don't know. The one about all the emotions and stuff.
Inside Out, was that? Oh, I'm old. I didn't think it was that old.
Yeah. So I remember watching that, and then I remember I fell asleep and woke up, and there was just like Virgin Mary water bottle, and I was like, "What's this?" And the teacher was like, "Oh yeah, some nuns came and blessed you whilst you were asleep," and I was like, "Sound?"
And that's why you smile. Because you've been blessed.
But yeah, anyway, my knee was bothering me, so I stopped wrestling for a while, and then I kind of stopped bothering me, and I kind of got sorted out, and then I came back to it for a bit, but then got changed of contract at work, so I had to start working Wednesdays, and it was just a bit of faff. But because I was already doing scoops, and I was thinking to myself, would I ever see myself wrestling on a show? And I was like, I just really enjoyed the scoop stuff.
Yeah,
I get a lot of enjoyment out of just yapping pure shite to a bunch of people who are forced to listen to me. They're sat in those seats and they've got to listen to me.
That's exactly how my wife feels about me. Forced to listen to me just by marriage.
But yeah.
And proximity alone.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I started.
I mean, in that sense, that makes you different from some of my previous guests, because it usually goes the same way. It's like, how do I know you? I'm a trainee.
Yeah.
And then, you go into like, oh, I love the train. But I think it's good that, I think on the one hand, it's a shame that you, although you enjoy the physical side, you find more enjoyment in something else, because I was really like seeing your progress.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like to see, I always want to see a trainee go and get the live.
Yeah.
But thinking in that mindset, I think it's good that you found a different avenue. And I've always said, see, some trainees come in and then there's been instances in the past where they get really injured.
Yeah.
Not even through the wrestling. It's something outside.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, damn. And then they kind of just go down, yeah, I can't do it, man. And I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm falling to pieces. I've had my foot's the other year was broken. That was my own stupid fault. I may tell that story today. I don't know because I'm really embarrassed about it. Because it wasn't wrestling.
Oh no.
And then obviously I've had the issues with my back and my hip.
Yeah.
And I've had other things like my shoulders been dislocated and blah blah. And when you're injured, it really fucks with your head and it takes the fun out of it, and it's really a mental game at that point. So it's really upsetting when they kind of go like, yeah, I can't go anymore.
Yeah.
And I always say, there's other things. There's other things you can do. And then you say like, you can do reffing. And immediately they give you the reffing. I'm like, whoa.
Refs are fucking important.
Reffing, a show doesn't happen without a ref. And see, to have a good ref, like
it makes all the difference.
As a performer, absolutely. From everything from safety checking to knowing that I can go in, do a match, and not worry about this third person.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, if there's a spot, they know what they need to do. Positioning.
Yeah.
Speaking. Yeah. They're the only way. Sometimes they're the only way we can make contact across the ring with each other.
Yeah.
It's really important. So I genuinely get pissed off when a trainee gives me that reffing.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. You don't know how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
And then I always say things like, like performance managers. We've never had managers.
No.
Because nobody would be willing to do it.
All right.
Oh, Miles, please. Miles, stop chewing the toy. Stop, please. I mean, I love you, but no. Yeah. No. Dude. Do you realise we're live here?
Okay, so.
I see that look. Yeah, that's a fuck you look. So I think it's good that you found that.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, you started doing the scoop stuff, and then
I don't think it picks up. So
and then Dodds, who was announcing us for many years, and Dodds decided, he didn't want to do it anymore, and we passed it down to you.
Yeah.
And I will say this honestly, I was worried.
Yeah.
I was worried.
I think that's fair because I remember my first time was it my first time interviewing? Yeah, my first time interviewing in the ring. That was a fucking disaster.
It was rough.
It was bad.
It was rough.
After
but I was trial by fire. You didn't have you don't get a practice run. What?
No,
you've got to do it.
Yeah, especially because that was the thing that caught me off guard initially. Was I kind of was like, I'm gonna plan this, and I'm gonna ask them this. But then I can say to the wrestlers, if I say this to you, what you're gonna say to me, but they don't know.
No,
they don't know how they feel until they're out there,
mm-hmm.
and that's the component that I wasn't expecting, and that really caught me off guard.
Do you know what the mindset that is? Like the way I see it in my head. The best way to describe it is fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So because I would be like, I'm gonna ask you this, and then I remember one time at Dunbar Dunbar did a thing where he threatened me or something, and then there was another thing where I think it was Alex Brody threatened me as well, and I was like, that was the one thing that was going through my head, because I think it was Brody grabbed me by the tie. The one thing that was going through my head was, Alan, don't you fucking smile. I was trying.
To smile. I mean, it's a lot though, because similar to the thing with the reffing, I think it's unfair that sometimes you're like, who's emceeing tonight? And then, all right, whatever. And then it can be a rough gig because you've got people telling you, I want this. I want this said. I want that said. I want my name said like this. I want that. It's a lot. And sometimes I do genuinely feel, and again, I think it pisses me off, is that it's seen lesser.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, same with the ref. Someone might look at it like, oh, they're just the ref or they're just the MC. It's like, well, you don't get the panache and the hype. Like, the MC is the connection to the crowd at the start. So you've got to get them hyped up for that first match.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's... And the first couple of shows, you did struggle with that. And I think one time we cut your mic. Because you kept going. I going.
I remember.
You got caught in a feedback loop. Like you kept going on about the fire exits.
Yeah, no, because I remember I was like, I think that was the first time that I was like, I'm writing everything down and then I'm overthinking it, so I'm just going to go for it. And I got really carried away. And I remember it was not until the watch back of this show. And usually we just skip past like my yapping at the start.
I put the joke in, didn't I?
And you were like, you were like, oh, I kept the first bit in, and then you started, and then it was like this. It was like the SpongeBob.
It's 5 hours later.
1 eternity later, and even Jack was flashing the lights at me to try and get my attention, but I was in my own world just yapping. But
I hope you took that funny because I
was creasing myself.
I was watching the edit and I was like, I'm fucking leaving this in, and then
yeah, that was funny. But yeah, no. But what I will say is, with everyone from down south who comes up and wrestles on the show, and everyone we have, they're all great with me. As far as like, if they want something, they'll like, oh, can you announce me this way? I'm like, yeah, of course, it's my job. But they're never like, they don't really think of me as less or anything. You know?
No, that's good.
I always get like fist bumps before we go out. Like, yeah, have a good show. And I'm like, yeah, no, and I always yap with them. So I think, at least with us.
Yeah, I don't think anyone, like, with my experience there when I was saying that, when people think of them lesser, that was like a long time ago.
Okay.
There was like, sometimes you would be like, oh, you know, I'm the guy that gets the complaints about stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you complaining? Like, they did a good job. I was like, oh, didn't do it right. It's fucking.
Yeah.
You know, but I would say this. So my point, what I really want to make sure is, so from where you started a year ago to where you are now, you're night and day. You've really adapted. You've put as I say, you put the reps in because you tweaked and changed every show.
Yeah.
And now I think you're at a point where you know what your rhythm is, what your shtick is, what's required, when it's required. The pee breaks have lessened. so like, this happens at least once a show, right? We've got a rule system in Combat League Wrestling where it's a public warning. So if a baddie does something really bad, it's not an immediate disqualification, but you get a warning and it's a public warning. So the ref turns around and goes public warning and puts a yellow card up. So it's two yellows and then a red will be a disqualification. So the yellow card goes up, the ref looks over, and the announcer is supposed to tell the entire crowd, that's one public warning for so-and-so. And there's been times where the ref has done the public warning, turned around and looked and been like, what the fuck is he? And somebody's going to the toilet.
Yeah, because like there's a lot, right? So it's very similar to how it was with pantomimes, where cheers, Dave.
I just got the dog off your lap.
There's been a lot of time. It's similar to pantomimes where you're in a room filled with people, so body heat. And then on top of it, you've got the stage lights, more heat, and then I'm like wearing a big thingy jacket.
Yeah.
Which it's not as bad as the performers, which are probably dying.
Oh, we die in there.
But, you know, I take advantage of, there's a bar through the house. So I can go get myself.
Get fluid in you.
Yeah, some juice, some water, some Pepsi, just anything to cool me down. However, the downside of that is,
I need to pee. It's required.
So I will say to Susan, really quickly, I'm not for the toilet. And she was like, sound. And then, without fail, every single time, at least once a show, you missed the public warning, Scoops. It's like, what?
And at a time, it's usually not in my matches, but at a time when I'm editing the videos, I'm piecing it together, I'm like, okay, rest call the public warning there. And then I will just be skimming through it, trying to cut it up and whatever and piece it. So I don't really like listen, but I will catch randomly out of nowhere and it doesn't match up with the screen.
Yeah.
That's one public warning for it. Like, somebody's just caught up.
But the thing is also, there's sometimes where, like, so, you know, Corvin's there, Susan's there. Sometimes we're talking about what's happening, or we're talking about something, what's the match is going on, and then like, cause like maybe like the wrestlers are just being geeing up the crowd, and the match is just starting. So I'm speaking to Susan,
you can't zone it a bit.
or like me and Corvin are doing finger guns and shooting each other a lot, and my mic is off, like sit down, and then a public warning will come. Not only do I need to go get the mic, and I'm terrible for, I'll set like, for example, set my phone somewhere, 10 seconds later, where's my phone?
Yeah.
Couldn't even begin to remember.
Nah.
So I'm like, where's my... So it's always in my pocket now,
Yeah.
because that happened once and I will never lose it again. But then I got to turn it on because it was a thing where Jack was like, make sure you turn your mic off, or else I'm going to have to mute it. And then anytime you need to speak, I need to unmute it. And I don't know when you're going to try and speak. But to be fair, I try not to speak unless it's like in between matches.
I mean, see the last, like, especially the last show, like, Dunbar gave us times.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he did.
That was snappy. Like,
we were really fast. Yeah, I did think like it was like, okay, someone has 15 minutes for the match, but they only took 12, and the next person has 15. Because like that was one thing about wrestling. It's like if you think you're going too slow, you're not going slow enough. So if you're trying to make sure you're inside time, you're either gonna forget about it and go over, or just be like on top of it.
I was well chuffed because I think I had when I started wrestling, my timing was bad. My matches were so long, they were so drawn out. I put too much in.
Yeah,
and I always thought that, you know, and it's a shame that I've picked that up later in my career because now, obviously, physically, I'm falling to pieces. But I'm now very much of less is more.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's how I teach a lot, is less is more. But when I perform, especially as the heel character I am now, with the way I look, I don't have to do a lot.
Yeah.
I try and get maybe like one flashy move in for myself. Like, yeah, I want that. But less is more, and then it's like less strain on my body as well.
Yeah.
And I wish I had that when I was younger. But I was panicking about the timing thing. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get this.
Yeah.
And I was working Jack Daw, and it was his only like his second live match.
Yeah, it was.
So I was like, oh, I don't know. Got backstage. I have to have time just now when I go backstage, because it takes me about half an hour to gee up into the mindset of the character. Which again, he denies it, but I scared the shit out of RJ. Because I go into like a dark room, a cupboard thing by myself. I've got the face paint on, and then I put particular set of songs that put me in
the mindset.
And then it's like, and I know it sounds artsy-fartsy, but it has helped my performance.
Oh, 100%.
So it's like I slowly like drift into like, right, we're not Dave, we're going into Arkham. We're Arkham. We're this fucking, you know, the whole idea is that it's a possession gimmick, or I think I'm possessed. It works both ways. There's no right answer. I'm either psychotic and I think I'm possessed, or my eyes are actually turning white.
It's fucking creepy either way, basically.
And now I just look like really fucked up Uncle Fester. But I put the paint on, I'm sitting, I get up. And then I open the door from the room, and it goes into a corridor. We call the corridor the war room, where we discuss matches. And I didn't realise that Ricky and his opponent that night was there. I just opened the door, and he went, "For fuck's sake!" And I was like, honestly, in the back of my head, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. If I get that
sound.
Right. And that particular night, I was so proud of myself, because obviously I've got my entrance now down to like a fine art. You know, it's the same every time, but the crowd react every time until they stop. I'm not tweaking it. I made 5 kids cry. 5 of varying ages, I might add. Right? Some were not little, and I made them cry, and I was like, yeah, I'm loving this. I'm doing this right. Then I did the match. The last while, again, sounds really artsy-fartsy. I can't help it, but I put myself in such a mindset, and I try and stay in the mindset through the match as I'm trying to work down miles, as I try to work everything. So as you say, like, you know, you're trying to spin plates and trying to keep everything together, remember what I'm doing, but I'm also trying to remember I have to stay in character, I have to keep it up. It's really fucking draining. Yeah. Because it's not a pleasant place I have to go to. And the last 2 performances, I go through the curtain and I don't stop. I go through the back into the war room and I go back to the fire door, and I'm not joking, I sit and then I cry. Because it's like a burst of emotion, and it's like,
it's a lot,
And it only takes me about 5 minutes, and then I come back in, and then I went to Dunbar. What was my time? I think it was Jack, actually. I think because Dunbar was next after me, but I was like, what's my time? And Jack's like, you had 18 seconds. And I turned around to Jack Daw and I went, motherfucker, we had 18 seconds. Do you know the crazy shit we could have put in that 18 seconds?
Oh.
Damn it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. But the timing thing was so snappy. But you were on it, man. Like really on it. Your announcing was like quick. It was snappy. And again, we all talk about you behind your back constantly and say good things like, "Wow, fucking Alan's nailing it. Scoops has got it." So you've really found your niche for it.
Oh, thank you.
And I personally feel shows would not be where they are now without your style of announcing, because you really connect with the crowd. Because like, see how you talk now.
Yeah.
You're Caithnesian, right?
Yeah.
That's what I call it. I don't know if other people call it that, but that's what I've always called it. So you got the Caithnesian twang.
Yeah.
So when you do Scoops, that goes up to 11. And it's like, it goes from like, it goes, Herman by Crackney.
Well, that's, yeah. No, because that's kind of, so like, where I kind of took it from was I had, when I did my last 2 panels, we do them every 2 years, right?
Mhm.
The last 2 times I've played like the main character's idiot brother.
Yeah.
Right. And like that, the person who writes the panel scripts, we use a guy called Alan Frame. So he takes popular pantomimes, puts a Caithness twang on them. So my character is always pretty heavy on the Caithness twang. So I remember thinking, I was like, when people always talk about their characters, they're always like, they just take a version of themselves and elevate it, right? So that's what I did with the idiot. Was like, I'm like pretty stupid at the best times. So I was like, I'll just fucking turn that up to 11. And then I was saying to Scoops, I was like, you know what? I reckon people like, when I spoke to people after the panel, like, you're really good, really good. I was like, you know what? I could just do that with Scoops. Because the whole idea was a disheveled, stupid
journalist type
person. I went, you know what? We just do that. And yeah, that's all I did, was just like, if I just put it up to 11, not only am I thinking less about what I'm saying, it just comes out naturally then. And I don't need to think about how my character is, because my character is just me dialed up, saying stupid shit. And as long as I didn't swear, I'm all right.
Yeah. True. No swearing.
But that was it with the last show. Was Dunbar had the timings, and I was like, right, Dunbar's got his timings, so that means he wants it to be fast. I'm gonna just try. I might he said like, make it quick tonight, and I was like, sound. So it was literally in between the match. I was like, right, yep, well, enjoy that. That was good. Next match is introduce first.
It was concise. It was really quick.
Yeah.
I actually shat it backstage because I was like, I was getting ready. And then I was like, all right, that's done. And I was after the Lad Chapman Dunbar promo.
Yeah.
And I remember they went out. And I was like doing my last stretches. And I didn't have like my mask on yet.
Yeah.
And that thing's a bitch to put on.
Yeah.
I think it's right there actually behind me.
Yeah.
It's a bitch to put on. And I've got to put it on a certain way so it doesn't like take the face paint off.
Yeah.
And all I remember is Jack's like, right there, what's your music? And I was like scrambling, but at the same time I was like, yeah, we're quick, you know?
Yeah.
It was good. So you moved from trainee into doing the Scoops character, which I still remember the first day you came in training with the costume, and I was like, oh, and then you had the tweed cap. I was like, oh, the cap, man. And now you don't do it without the cap. You've always got a cap.
Yeah. Sometimes when it's really hot, I'll take it off. I'll take my jacket, but the cap stays on.
Oh, the cap stays on. No,
the cap stays on. Sometimes because Kyle always, Steve's Paul Kyle always sits like near me, so sometimes I'll like give the cap as a joke and joke around with him. But
I actually think that's an important thing. Is just remember, ladies, the cap stays on. The cap stays on. There's no debating.
Yeah.
There's no compromise. The cap stays on.
I'm always wearing a hat anyway.
I know, you've always got a beanie on or something. Yeah. You're shedding them now. You left it in my house last time.
I did die, actually, yeah.
No. Speaking of which, on that, because I haven't had a chance to talk about it at all. So obviously, when you were here last time, well, unfortunately, it was a quick visit because you had to get back for work. Yeah. But it was my first foray into a D&D session.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it. I've always been really interested.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got all like the board games and stuff, so it's similar. But I've always been interested in like the freedom of it.
Yeah.
And Jenny was the DM, amazingly well. I think she hid it well because I think she was shitting it.
100%.
And
probably.
it wasn't until we got started. Like I knew DMing and stuff because I've looked it up. But see, as she was doing it,
Yeah.
my respect level went through the roof. That's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, because like let's say you got village, you've got every person in that village is a different person, and like if you're doing a long campaign, let's say you're going back to the same village a lot, and let's say you've got the blacksmith, and you become pals with the blacksmith, so you're like close with that blacksmith. She needs to remember that you're close with it. You will probably write down the blacksmith's name, so she needs to remember the name of that character as well. The accent she used last, and every person. Most of the time, unless it's like a quick, oh, you're fucking off to
Yeah.
something and you're speaking to some random guy in the middle of nowhere. Every person has a character, has a personality, has a name, and she's got to remember all of it.
Yep.
She'll probably write it down. It's probably all written down.
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah.
Still, you've got to think all that up and write it all down. And even when you're running like custom campaigns, so like, or sorry, pre-written campaigns. So there's like one called like Curse of Strahd, and that's a story that's already written out in this book, and the DM just does it.
Yeah.
But you still got to do it.
Oh yeah. I could see that Jenny was using a book. Like it was a pre-made campaign, but I could see every so often.
Yeah.
Sometimes I bet I couldn't see. Like I think I saw, and then but I could see she was putting her own bits in, and changing that. And that first session, oh man, I'm not joking. Everyone needs to try D&D, and I think the important thing with D&D is you need to get. I don't think it's the game. Right. Well, first you need a good DM. Right. You do need a good DM.
100%. That makes it.
I could tell straight away. This will collapse on its arse if you got someone that doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of pressure on Jenny. And by the way, Jenny, you nailed it at the park. I've told you that already, but you nailed it at the park. I mean, you made a convert out of me, and I'm absolutely jonesing for her again. It's that bad. I'm jonesing. I'm literally like, I want to go again. I want to go again. Yeah. So it's. The group that you have is important.
100%.
Because if you end up with people that you don't click with, or I think more importantly, don't share a similar sense of humor,
that can be quite a bit.
Can be a little bit clash. But I feel like if you've been involved with the training group, we all have a similar.
Yeah.
Humor. And that first session, man. I was a fucking problem. I am a problem. See, when you join in a session, by the way, you're going to realize really quick how bad of a problem I am. Right? So, for example, now, see, Liam picked me up wrong because Liam was like, you're a loot hound. I'm like, I'm not a loot hound. Right? I'm not a loot hound. I'm an opportunist. Right? Because the first thing we did, I really got in, like Danger's never played it either. And he really took a while to realize, like, oh, I can fucking do anything.
Yeah. 100%.
Like it took a while for him though because he was very linear with what he was doing.
Yeah.
Liam went a tiefling, a gunslinger tiefling.
Yeah.
Right. See, as we got on this session, we are not fucking friends, right? And that's not his fault at all. And just naturally coming out of me. I am now racist towards the tiefling, and I don't refer to him as his character's name. I always refer to him as the fucking tiefling.
Yeah, one thing that I found in D&D quite often is that there's quite a lot of like racism.
Yeah, well, it fits what Jenny was explaining, and I know from playing like Baldur's Gate and stuff that tieflings have racism directed anyway, and it's a fantasy trope. Usually, it's the elves.
I fucking hate elves.
Oh, well, racist, yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie. But most of my characters always usually have a thing against elves.
I think did Danger go on elf? I think
my one doesn't currently.
I don't think so. But yeah, but it was like it just naturally, and it was like me ribbing him, but it very quickly became integrated with the story.
Yeah,
because we had. Total, not a big moment, right? But it became important to me in the development of my character. We just had to climb a cliff.
Yeah.
Right? And the tiefling went first. Right? And he tied a rope. And then I had to climb it. And of course I had to roll for athletics or something like that. And my athletics is shit. And I failed. I fell and landed on Mars. Right? Yeah. And I just straight away into the fucking story. I was like, as I fall. Damn you, tiefling! And then from then on, it was always like, I'm accusing the tiefling, the fucking tiefling. Oh, you didn't tie it on purpose. You didn't tie it on purpose. And then it's now synonymous with the relationship.
Yeah.
And then we had this whole thing, and do you know what my favorite moment was?
What?
Right, so I've done bad things in the short amount we've played already. I am not a nice character. We just like, Jenny was like, you're in the village, the setup.
Yeah.
And Liam's like, I'm going to the tavern, I'll have a drink, and I'll get a quest. So Liam's just, I could tell Liam was just like, I'm not going to do anything too thingy for the rest of the group, we're just doing the quest.
Okay.
I went, can I go to the shop? Jenny's like, yeah. And she set it up. It was her own fault. It's your fault, Jenny. But she's like, shopkeeper's asleep. And I'm like, what, loot his inventory? And I failed, right? And it'd been this whole thing. And I could see Jenny's face was like, her eyes went, you're a fucking issue. Because the moment I failed, she's like, shopkeeper, it was a squeaky floorboard, right? I woke him up as I was about. He's like, oh, what are you doing? No. I immediately switched the character and went, I'm cold and I need help. Please give me something free. And she gave me bagpipes, right? Bagpipes. So I left and then immediately met up with the rest of the group. Danger had his little moment. Danger put money on a shrine.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I came in and I was in full character. I was like, I throw the bagpipes into the tiefling's chest. And I swipe everything that's on the shrine, including the money that Danger just put down. And I was like, what's your fucking problem? And Jenny's just like, mm-hmm. And then Jenny made a moment between the racism bit. So a child came up and was asking Liam, why is your skin that way?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then they had their moment. I waited. Right? So Liam had his conversation with the child and the child left. And I went, just before the child leaves, I grab the bagpipes and I try and sell the bagpipes to the child, telling it it's a tartan octopus. The child did not go for it. And then we travelled on the first day of travel. Jenny's setting up this big dramatic, tension.
Yeah.
Like an ice dragon, right? And she's like, you come across bodies. It's of a mother and a child. And they're huddled, and these two are like, oh my God. Oh, we better be careful. Oh. And then Danger's asking the relevant questions like, oh, why are the bodies like this? Da-da-da-da-da. And then it's like, right, you move on. Before we move on, I would like to raid the corpse.
It's like whenever I'm a big Skyrim guy, and it's like whenever Skyrim and D&D, they've got similarities.
They're like synonymous.
Yeah, and you walk into a fucking anywhere, and you see a dead Stormcloak soldier, and you're like, he's got gold on him.
I'm having that. Oh, yeah.
It's just how it is.
I think but I wasn't trying to be like a loot hound. I go for because of my character's because my character is not very morally right. Down. Yeah. Good Lord, get out the man's crotch. Come on. Is that a good time for you?
Is that good for you?
I did. Speaking of morally, right?
Yeah.
This is the last thing I'm going to say on the D&D because it was unreal. So I was constantly taking opportunities to be a dick, not on purpose, but there was two things that happened in that session that solidified this for me, and it was so much fun. And I really got it. It became more just like, I could do this, and I really started to do the character. The whole thing was centered around a goblin thing, right? We solved the problem, and that was the first quest.
Yeah.
Now, see, when we first got to the goblin place, Jenny made a mistake of explaining that there was a very nice, shiny, special book. So as my party was talking to people, I was like, well, I'm going to fucking sneak off. And I tried to steal something. Now, I have high stealth and thievery, and I fail every fucking time with the dice roll. So I didn't get the book. We do the whole thing. We have our first combat encounter with the goblins are celebrating us.
Yeah.
They make a big feast, right? They're so happy. And then as we're leaving, they're having everyone's winding down for the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, as they're all doing the revelry, I leave. I went back to the library again, and I went to go make the book again. and I got it.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel that Jenny has punished me and has not told me yet. Because she's like, well, you get this and you get this. So no spoilers if you know what it is, right? Don't tell me. But she's given me a watch that's ticking backwards and won't tell me why. And I'm kind of I'm a bit nervous about this watch. So it's going to come in later. I know she's planning something.
Yeah.
But my highlight, the ultimate highlight, right? We fought a mimic.
Yeah.
There was two characters, two goblins. One goblin got eaten.
Yeah.
Killed the mimic. And then she's like, oh, you notice there's a corpse inside the mimic's mouth. Of course, I'm looting the corpse.
Yeah.
So I wrote in about it, and then I found a poem.
Oh, right.
Right? And this is how good of a DM. And I saw a different side to Jenny here. Like Jenny's quicker with wit than I thought.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, yeah, it's a poem. It's a very, very romantic poem. But there's like some very graphic illustration. So it's a pornographic poem, right?
Yeah.
Then she managed to wind the story together that it's actually the corpse is actually with one of the not goblin, it was gnome. Sorry, the gnomes,
Yeah.
right? So they're cutesy things. Was with one of the gnomes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh right, so they're together. So I break the news, they're dead.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that she put in another bit that it was actually an affair they were having. And I was like, this is amazing.
Oh.
So that's fine. I leave it. I have the poem for a good while, and then I got a story opportunity, and somebody, I think it was somebody was in a straitjacket, and I wanted them out of the straitjacket.
Yeah.
And the other two tried, and they failed their roles, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try something.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll take the gnome off to the side. I'll go, look here, pal. That's you in this drawing. I was like, this is from your love. This is the last thing that your love did for you. I goes, if you let him out of that straitjacket, I will give this back to you. It was manipulative, but I was nice, right?
Yeah.
No, it didn't work. So I was like, right, Jenny, I would like to grab this motherfucker by the lapels, pin him up against the wall, and go, it'd be a damn shame if I showed these drawings to everyone in this room right now. That was a success. So the fact that I threatened a gnome with a pornographic poem,
Yeah.
I was like, this is the game for me.
Yeah, no,
It's so good.
I've had some pretty stupid. I'll tell you.
Oh, you're in for it, by the way, when you join the session.
Yeah.
No, you're already in it,
Oh, am I?
right? Because you had to leave early, but
Yeah.
you made your character, because just as you'd left, we started, and Jerry was like, I'm not going to give you too much of a backstory, we'll just get started. And she goes, if we'd start another campaign, I'll make a backstory as to why you meet. And I can't remember who it was, but I think it might have been Liam. Liam was like, oh, fucking Scoops ran off all our money, that's why we've got no money, and why you're not there right now.
Oh, okay.
So it might be something you turn up and be like, where the fuck was our money? So I think you're in for a hard time.
Oh, lovely. But
for a hard time.
I did have a way I was going to introduce myself sorted, because I'm not going to lie. The,
Oh, you do it your way.
character I've written is also a bit of a menace.
Good.
But like, the way I like to think about this character is like more of a not law abiding at all,
No.
but a good human. But
Oh,
also,
no, definitely not. No,
but,
not me.
like good to his pals.
Yeah.
But
Unless they're tieflings. Or elves. Sorry, you were elves.
No. This one, it doesn't have a thing against elves.
Okay.
But it does have a thing against dragons, though. Just because
That's the dodging in a game called Dungeons and Dragons.
it's a backstory thing.
Okay,
sorry.
right,
I
you've
still
got
need to
backstory.
actually tell Jenny my backstory. I've not written it yet. I just know what I know. But I remember we were playing D&D. It was probably 15, 16 or something. Playing D&D with a few of my pals, and we were in a shop. One of my pals, Leo, he was playing a gnome wizard or something like that.
Right.
And he ended up killing someone in a shop, and then used a spell to make the shopkeeper forget it. But we were doing stuff later, and then the DM was looking back on the spell and realized it only lasts an hour. So then he went and told the shopkeeper all the the townspeople, and we came out of this place, and it was just a massive crowd of like people. And Leo was like, are these crowd all civilians? And he was like, yeah, but they're like pitchforks and stuff. And he was like, okay, how many is there? It's like 50. How big an area? Worked out the area. And he was like, I cast Shatter, and it's basically just a big fuck off spell that is like such a loud noise and deals a lot of damage. So he just murdered an entire town. And then obviously all the guards are like seeing us together. So the DM then had to retcon the entire thing. I'm like, okay, you guys are idiots. And I don't think we ever played another session.
Well, I wonder why.
But I've got another pal who I met through Scully, and she's Canadian. Because he does all the streaming.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
does streaming. So I met her, and she is big into D&D. She's been DMing for like years, and she's got this massive online world on a website called Roll20, and she let me and my other pal play in it. So we had 2 sessions, and we fucked up both. But the first one was a solo session, and I was playing a sorcerer of some kind, and I was an adventurer, and I had gone into this town, and there was wanted posters for this missing child. So I was trying to find it, and I thought she wasn't really giving me much directions because she's a seasoned DM.
Yeah.
So she's like, you do you.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go look in all these caves. And by the way, in this entire 2 sessions we played, I think I did like 10 stealth checks. I think I passed 1.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm really high in stealth, and for some reason I feel like I'm cursed. Like, I just can't get the fucking numbers.
I think Lynch was like 12 dexterity, so it was not terrible. It's still a +1, but no. And I remember I got caught by the group that kidnapped her, and they killed me. However, she does this thing in her campaigns, which I think is really cool. So if you're level 1 and you die, so roll a d100. If you get 100 or 1, you get like a second chance at life.
A 100 that's half.
If you get a 100 or a 1,
yeah,
it's a small thing. If you're level 2, you get a 99 100, 1 and 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So I was level 2, and I'm pretty sure she rolled like a 99. So
there you go.
I woke up in like this cabin. I'd been bound. I was on the brink of death, and like these people who hated this group that had kidnapped me and killed me had wiped out the camp. And I remember, so she was like, "This person comes and unbounds you," but I didn't know any of this. I thought it was just some random person. I was level 2 on like 2 health, and this was like a level 13 character or something. And she was like, "Oh, I hope you're okay." And I was like, "Yeah, please help me." I cast Burning Hands. And she literally out loud just went, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
It just ruined my whole story there. I got set face.
She was like, "Well, I like burned her a bit, but then she just kills you." And it was like such an inside joke for like the past year or so.
Yeah.
And then the other one was because that was just a one-shot campaign, so I'd write another character up.
Yeah.
And then or that was a soul session. So then when me and Paul were doing it together, we had. I remember this was his first time playing D&D, and he was like, "Oh, there's a wolf. Oh no, there's a bear." And we were trying to sneak past the bear, and he's like, "I'm gonna shoot the bear with an arrow." And like we were both like, "Don't fucking do that." And my pa was, Hugo, the person who was DMing, was like, "I'm gonna be straight with you. Don't fucking do that. Not very often I step in. That's a terrible idea." And there was 3 of us playing. There was someone else who was playing but couldn't play for whatever reason. So their character was gone. But she was like, "I'm gonna give you guys a fucking second chance." That character comes in. It was like a ranger or something. Secretly kills the bear, tells you guys, "This is my last virtue," and buggers off, right? And then we're like, "Right, well, we need to take a rest because we're pretty buggered after this fight." And we were like, "Oh, well, we shouldn't rest near the bear corpse because that'll like."
Where are you?
I think I told you.
Yes.
So we shouldn't rest near the bear corpse because that's gonna attract wolves.
Yeah.
So I used the spell to light the bear on fire, burn the corpse. The fire will like keep us warm. We'll sleep up in this tree or something, and it won't attract any predators. Now fire spreads, and in D&D there's a difference between fire and magical fire. And we were in the middle of a big forest, and magical fire, you can't put that out with water. It's magic. So, and it spreads the same as normal fire. So we woke up, and basically, I remember one day she was telling me, like, "Yeah, no, you basically just burned down this massive forest and just decimated."
So to burn one bear corpse, you burned everything and every animal and every creature.
We did save the child.
Oh,
That was
well,
kidnapped.
it's fine.
But we did also, or I said we. I wouldn't have happened if he didn't fight the bear.
It wouldn't happen. You didn't set a bear on fire. I mean, it's a catalyst of events, but let's be fair.
But that's how D&D is, just random
Why
stuff.
do you not
like
just
that.
use burning hands on the bear?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Of course you did.
Because I wanted to play a sorcerer, but after my first sorcerer died, so I was like, we should make another sorcerer.
But I mean, D&D is just such a
stupid fun.
It is. It was the other thing that pushed me towards kind of like convincing Jenny to do a DM for us as well was Luke Matthews. He's just started D&D. And it was a couple of shows back. He was like, "Do you play D&D?" I was like, "Nah." He's like, "You fucking should."
Yeah.
I was like, "Eh?" He's like, "No, man." He goes, "If you're thinking about it, do it." He goes, "This is fucking one of the best things I've ever done." And it is. And it's wildly more popular now than it's ever been, obviously due to... I mean, I think Stranger Things does have a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was more mainstream. not
Yeah.
realizing like Stranger Things is almost like 10 years old now.
Damn. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
because there's years between seasons.
Yeah, true, actually. didn't
So
realize
I think that had a lot in kind of like
Yeah.
introducing it more.
And like Critical Role. They're
The age of the internet and the
Yeah.
YouTube campaigns and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Critical Role. Oh, so, I mean, there's been a lot of influence.
Yeah.
I actually, I know, like, I don't know what people think about it, but I actually really enjoyed the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I haven't seen it, actually.
I think you'll like it because it's funny.
I remember the one thing I thought they should have done, but I heard they didn't, was what I thought would have been brilliant was that if a character died in the movie, because quite often in like longer campaigns, if a character dies, the person will write a new character and they'll be introduced as a new character and it'll work. And somehow was they should make an actor's character die and then reappear as a new character as the same actor.
That's interesting.
But I thought that was a really like.
I think it's because they grounded it in the universe. Like
Okay.
it's grounded as in like it's real to them. Like it's
Okay,
not.
yeah.
But I do feel the reason I love that movie, it really took the tongue in cheek of a session
Yeah.
and it kept that in mind. It didn't like, oh, we're just gonna make a fantasy film. It
Yeah.
was put in situations where it's like, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, there's the dickhead of the group. There's that.
Yeah,
And my favorite bit in the movie is a character. I think he's supposed to be like, he's like a paladin, right?
yeah.
And he is talking the whole time like, "Hello, fellow like, and he's like the fucking high level dude,
Yeah.
and nothing can stop him. And then when they say goodbye to him later, it's a spoiler for you, but it's fucking hilarious. He's like, "Goodbye," and like everyone's like fawning over him, apart from the bard character. It's like, what a fucking dick. But the guy walks in a straight line, right? And he's like, "Goodbye," and he's off the magic, you know,
Yeah.
fucking stoic strut. He's on the beach and there's rocks. He never stops. He just goes up over the rock and down and off. He walks in a straight line. And I'm like, that's the dickhead that comes into your group at a high level.
Yeah.
And it's just, I was like, I get the joke. It's good. You should watch it. It's definitely got the heart of it. I don't know if the story, as far as people are concerned, like within the world, is any good. But
Yeah.
I thought that everybody played it well.
Yeah.
The fact that there's a cameo, which is relevant to me, and I didn't know the cameo was in it, and I lost my shit.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember the late 80s, early 90s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon?
No.
Right, so there's an old cartoon, and it's 4 kids that get pulled in. It's called Dungeons and Dragons, but it's never really about the game.
Yeah.
Really. It's 4 kids. It's Jumanji. 4 kids get pulled into the world, and their guide in it is the dungeon master.
Yeah.
And there's like the big bad. So the 4 kids had distinct looks. There was the nerd, was the wizard kid. I think the girl was the barbarian. And,
Yeah.
you know, and there was a dwarf in that. There's a scene near the end of the movie in a gladiator battle arena, and the walls shift, go up and down, and there's other contestants. They're in the arena. Those kids in the full costumes from that cartoon are there, and I was like, oh, what an Easter egg!
Oh.
Like for me, being older, and you know, but I dug it, yeah. But yeah, Dungeons and Dragons has been so much fun. I'm looking forward to actually getting a session with you.
Yeah.
So I think you're missing the next one as well, aren't you? Because you're away.
No, I'll be back by Sunday.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I've got a tournament on Friday tomorrow.
Mm.
I leave at 4 a.m. My first game's at 2 p.m. And then if I win that, my next game's at 6:30. And then if I lose it, my next game's at 9:30.
So on that note, actually, when you're talking about your tournaments, so you, because obviously people don't know,
Yeah.
you are going to be bad here.
Amateur pool player.
Pool. That's it. Pool. I was about to say snooker, and I was like, it's
I
not snooker.
I play snooker, but
Yeah, it's a pool. Yeah, sorry. 2 seconds. I'll be very rude, because I guarantee you that's my wife messaging me.
it's all right.
So professional. So professional.
It's okay. I'm just staring at those cards in dread in the meantime.
Yeah. So you're a pool player.
Yeah.
You could an amateur pool player, but you do quite a lot of tournaments. You travel for some tournaments.
Yeah, I travel for most tournaments. So, like, the difference between an amateur and a professional is, like, amateurs will still play in a lot of tournaments, but the professionals can make a living from it.
Okay.
Like, they'll play at, like, so with the tournament I'm going into, it's a IPA tournament, International Pool Players Association tournament. I think it's just International Polo Association. Anyway, so there's a guy in that, Liam Dunster, that I could, if I like, it's possible for me to play against him, and he wins like every tournament he goes into, and he can make a living from it quite happily. Whereas I just like, I want to improve at the game. I really enjoy the game, so I'll go play in a lot of tournaments and like pay the entry fee and go play in them and stuff and go travel for it.
Is it something you want to aspire to do it professionally?
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Do I think I could? I'm thinking like it's a lot of work.
Oh, you got to be dedicated to it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, any sort of thing like that you do, you have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
Whether it's, I know that the wrestling for a lot of us is a hobby, but it's a big dedication because we're, our body's in training.
Yeah.
It'd be the same with anything, football, any sport.
Yeah.
Hobby.
Well, like, so I remember I started playing because see, I go out most Saturdays because that's how me and my pals, like, we used to play games a lot together, but I don't really play too much online games anymore. Like, recently I've just been replaying, like, I think Arkham Knight.
Absolutely.
Amazing game.
Arkham series is so good.
Yeah. So, like, mostly when I see my pals, it's on Saturday night. I remember we turned 18 and the pool table was in the middle of the pub. And we're like, oh, look if I go. I remember my pal Ian Cook was really, for like us not playing very well, us never playing before. He was quite good for like an amateur. Not like, for like just average 18-year-old going and playing pool for the first time. He was better than me. And I was not.
That must be fucking annoying.
I was. I remember my other pal, also named Ian, was better than me. And I was like, oh, fucking annoying. So I remember I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep on playing. I remember my dad got me my first cue, I mean, like 2 years ago now, I think. And I was like, you know what, practice, get better at it, enter the pool leagues. And I was like noticing I was getting better. And I was like, this feels good. I like noticing that I'm getting better. I like playing and I was enjoying it. And the people who played in it were all right, crack. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. And then we got, it was on the back end of COVID and stuff. And there was a pool table at work, and it just got moved back into the break room, and it was free because it's just there. And I was like, you know what, this is like, I could go in a couple hours before work and start practicing. And then there's a thing called the Highland Pool Tour, so it's like a tournament in Orkney, 2 in Thurso, 2 in Inverness. So I was like, well, that's quite handy. I'll play in that. And I remember I played in my first tournament, went all the way over to Orkney to play a guy named Gary Oak, who lives in Thurso. So I went over to Orkney to play someone I could play over here, but I was like, oh. And I loved the occasion of it, and I really just was like, fuck it.
Well, you're with like-minded people and the same interests as you, obviously. Yeah. Unless there's people who go to it that really fucking hate pool and just do it because they hate their lives.
I've never met someone like that. There's definitely people at points who are like, oh, this is fucking, when you're playing bad, sometimes you can get really thingied about it and really like, oh, I'm not playing great, and hate the game.
That's the same as anything.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But yeah, so yeah, I just started playing, started going into tournaments. So like SPA, which is the Scottish Pool Association tournaments mostly, which is like under 23s tournaments, which is quite handy because I can play next year's as well. Because it's, if you're under 23 before the 1st of January, so even when I am 23 next year, I can play in all those tournaments.
Hold on, because that is the one thing we missed with the who the fuck are you? Because usually people start with their age. Alan, say that again.
I'm 23 next year. In January.
You're 23?
Next year.
I thought you were well older than that.
Oh, really?
How have I not known you're that young? I'm not saying you're old and decrepit looking. I mean, that's a bit of an insult there.
Most people think I'm younger if it's not for the tattoos.
No, absolutely not.
But he was...
I would have pegged you for the late 40s. No, I thought you were...
Well...
I thought you were mid-20s pushing past. I'm terrible. You've told me before your age. I'm sure you have, because you will have from training.
Probably.
But I'm terrible for it. But yeah, wow, damn.
But no, I remember the first time I met Steve outside of training was in Skinandy's, which is the like local, the Thursday nightclub. And I went there. I remember he was like, what are you doing out here? And this was when I was 19, he was 18. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Oh, I'm having some drinks
older than you, bitch.
Saturday night. And he was like, but I didn't think you're old enough to be in here. I was like, shut up, you're like 30. And he was like, oh, I'm 18. And I was like, fuck off.
It's a lot here.
And then, yeah,
it's a lot of
and
here.
He was like, yeah, I'm 18. I was like, there's no way I'm older than you. And then he just like, he looked at me like I had like shat under his pillow. He was like, eh? And we didn't believe each other, so we showed each other our IDs, and we were like, "Holy fuck, I'm older than you."
You actually had to show each other IDs to prove
and I
it.
remember I went on like a rant about how I fucking hate Gen X because he's 6'7", long beard, long black hair, and I'm sitting here with like bum fluff on a good day, right? Doing like just thinking, but yeah, no.
See on that about genetics. So we had training last night,
Yeah.
which might be why my voice is a little bit husky today because I was doing a lot of shouting. Steve, we were in the car anyway. I was asking because obviously Steve just went to Bloodstock,
Oh yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, I prefer to download because less time to walk."
Yeah.
And he's a bit more heavy orientated as well, so he likes that kind of stuff. And then he was like, "Oh," he goes, download, you got to walk and then you got to stand and watch the thing." I was like, "Oh, well, that's fucking a shame for you, Mr. fucking 7 foot tall, right? That can see across the entire crowd to the fucking stage." I was like, every other bugger's got everyone else's back of their head to look at. I was like, you could stand anywhere in that field and see it. Fucking Gen X.
Yeah.
He is so tall.
It's annoying.
But his hair is magnificent.
It really
It's
is.
so silky.
But it's so funny because there's so many metalheads who are similar to him, tall, long hair. So I remember first year at Download, I went with Struan, and we were like looking for Steve and that. And we're like, oh, this is another Steve lookalike. There's another Steve lookalike. There's another Steve. Oh, that's Steve.
I mean, I think the question that's really important about you going to Download this year, which needs to be answered, going back to a previous podcast that I had with Steve, which you should go check out on the YouTube channel.
I know what you're gonna ask.
Did
No.
they pee on your tent
They
this year?
did not.
They didn't. Is that? Do you know what? I'm going to take credit for that. I'm going to say that I shamed everyone, and I was like, they don't want it on the internet again.
I would like to point. No one peed on my tent. There was a bit when my tent was behind someone else's tent, and next to my tent, like a bit next to my tent, was two big tents where you had privacy, so people would go round past my tent to then pee in between my tents. But our pal Les, who was just there for the one day, who, by the way, is doing the North Coast 500, and I seen him yesterday, so it's quite on topic. I think Steve had breakfast with him this morning. Anyway, so seen him, and he's a bit taller, he's a bit heftier. We all call him Les, but his actual name is CJ. But we call him Les because he has the same haircut as Les from the Big Les Show.
The Big Les Show.
And he's a truck driver, so he's always like wearing like a vest.
Yeah.
And Big Les is always wearing a vest.
Yeah.
So he then needed a pee, and they're like, "Oh, where'd you pee?" And they went, "Oh, Alan's tent." And it ended up with me trying to make him not do that. And he never pissed on my tent, but he did body slam.
I did body slam
and land knee first on my nuts. And the first thing he said to me because I was at working last night, and I was like, "Oh, you should pop in the Wick Tesco's." He was like, "I think we are actually." So when I seen him, first thing he went to me is, "Are your balls protected?"
Are your balls protected?
But what's funny is this year, so we have a pal Misha, and she's got like a 4-year-old son Kurt, and they made, I don't have it on me right now because I don't want to lose it, so it's because I think Steve lost his at Slayer, but so ever since then I've been terrified to lose it, so I've just got to sit in, and her son made all these like little bead bands for everyone which says your name. Mine's but everyone's was like funnier or like nickname, so Steven's nickname is Step Hen.
Step Hen,
like you know how you spell it Steven but like PH.
Step Hen.
Step Hen.
Got you.
Chicken in law was one thing.
Chicken in law.
But then like everyone got like nicknames, but my nickname in that isn't really. Steve still calls me Scoops, so no one else really calls me Scoops. So mine's was Alan with an extra AL on the end. So if you cover the first, if you cover the first two AL, it just says anal. But it was yellow for the color of piss because people kept on pissing on my tent. Or the joke was people were pissing on my tent.
You know I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it my way that they just rained down on it.
Oh, 100%.
I'm going to say that you had a blue tent and it was yellow and green by the time with moss.
But yeah, no. So Download is good fun. I think I would prefer Bloodstock, but it's a lot easier to get to Download because there's a thing called the Big Green Coach. And it's basically just a bus.
Oh, you take the coach, don't you?
Yeah, it's just a bus that'll take you from Aberdeen, Glasgow, or Edinburgh, and other places in England, straight to the festival. Where for Bloodstock, you've got
a lot of travel.
Yeah. And like a lot of my pals, like my pal Dylan and Laurel, they're from Newcastle. They don't go to Bloodstock, and like more people that I know go to Download than Bloodstock. As much as I do love seeing the music, like I've seen Korn like barrier this year. That was great, but I really do just enjoy seeing my pals.
I mean, it's from what I speak to a lot of folk, it's never really, the music is always secondary. It seems to be more about meeting friends, and hanging out with friends and getting pissed with friends. I don't think I would love to go see the live stuff like that, but I don't think with the way I am at the age I am, I just don't think I'd thrive in that environment.
Yeah, not very hygienic either.
It's just, I think it would be too overwhelming and overstimulating for me.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I can do it. Like, I don't want people, it kind of annoys me when people think, oh, Dave can't do social situation. No, I can. I am very sociable.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it. I just don't like people.
Yeah.
And I get annoyed really quickly, really easily. I used to play music live. I used to be enjoyed in the bands and that. And there's part of me that's always like, could I do that again?
Yeah.
I think I'd like to try, but I'm a loner. I don't have many friends. So I don't know many people that play music. So I just make my own music in here.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I did used to enjoy the live aspect of it. I mean, I was shite, don't get me wrong, but I was only like a teen, so I have improved.
I do enjoy going to see live shows, though. They're good.
Yes. So on that, because I'm going to have to actually start winding down, because believe it or not, I'm going to run out of camera memory. and I've got a child and wife coming back shortly. Look, I got a message again. Let's see. Am I getting cussed out? I've literally just told my wife to go to the park. She's like, how are you texting if you're still doing a podcast? And my reply back was, I'm rude. So what we'll do is we'll start winding down.
Yeah.
Because I've told her to go take the boy to the park. Whether or not she'll do that, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a couple of these to wind down.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I actually Ricky watches these and I take the feedback on, but I can always imagine Ricky screaming at it, going, give me the card. And I've begun to feel the more and more I've done it, the cards were kind of a crutch.
Yeah.
In a way where there was like, oh, right, what the hell are we going to talk about now? Card. Now I've got to the point where I think the conversations are flowing. You don't need the cards.
Yeah.
I mean, if all you're interested in is the cards, then you just go to the tag and look at the cards. But you're missing some top-notch power.
About
some good power.
D&D. Pessy Tents.
Pessy Tent, Moss and Tent.
Yeah.
Getting excited about wrestling shows.
Yeah. August there it is. No.
So as I'm shuffling, do all the shit. Like the YouTube, share the YouTube. For the love of God, get me out there because my exposure is crap at the moment. I took a break, killed it.
Yeah.
Killed it. Absolutely got annihilated by the algorithm. The Instagram was like, because I stopped for 2 weeks. Oh man, died.
Yeah.
Died. But as my son keeps telling me, don't do it for that, do it for fun. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it for fun, but it's kind of nice when people.
It does help.
It does help when people actually watch the shit you do.
Yeah.
Because see the last video I did, oh man, died in its arse. It's all I had time to do, so I did like a trailer reaction thing.
Yeah.
And it's actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually quite. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Because it's got some fucked up trailers in it.
Yeah.
Which is a movie I can't wait to watch on Netflix called Fixed. It's an animated movie about a dog losing its balls, right? I'm not going to spoil it for you, right? Because I need the view. Go watch the video. And you'll see my reaction to it. I didn't know what it was going to be, and it just appears on the screen, and I'm dead. But the video itself was a nightmare. I edited it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
The file corrupted.
Oh,
so then I had to re-edit it, and I was doing like a fancy thing where I had double audio. Then the audio does this thing, the Mac does it. It's audio drift.
Okay.
I had to match it up. That took me 4 hours. File corrupted again.
Oh,
so now I'm about 7 hours into editing. I'm not joking. I had an autistic meltdown. I went upstairs and I freaked out in the bathroom, and I was like, why am I doing this? So the next day, I sat down and I did it, and I did it efficiently. So I didn't do the audio thing. So it's still echoey audio of the video. So I did it. I put it out. So you're talking 9 hours, 10 hours of work. That video died in its arse. It currently sits at an embarrassing 23 views, and there's no traction on it. So kind of sucks. And then I kind of may have slightly embarrassed myself a little bit yesterday in the car. I've got a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
My chip on my shoulder. And actually, do you know what? I'm actually going to say something to you. Thank you. So you actually like a lot of my stuff.
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate. And it doesn't take a lot to just go.
Yeah, and I'm watching it.
Dave,
I'm watching it anyway.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And I'm beginning to get pissy, and I'm going to sound like such a whiny bitch. I know I am, but I don't have a big social circle because the older I've got, I've cut myself off from a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of friends. I've never been that kind of person. And then I wiped my Facebook account about 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
So I have no connections. Then I started this. I've got nothing to build on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have a friend group or social thingy, or you go on your Facebook and go, I'm starting this. That'll start the ball rolling. I don't have that. And I know people watch my stuff that know me and they don't like it.
Well, the thing was, I was like looking at people you followed, and I was like, it was like, I could tell that you were just following people.
Oh yeah,
because
when I started,
because
and then I undid it.
Because I was like, it was like my ex from 3 years ago, ex best friend.
Oh my god,
that like popped up, and I was like, oh, I forgot she existed. And then it was like, let's talk about Meh follows her. And I was like,
why does he follow her?
It's like,
yeah, it's a really bad thing to do, but it was the only option I had.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you do that when you start, and I think I did it with just like a couple of accounts. Then you get the ball. Yeah. So then what I do is I go back and then you unfollow it all.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But I remember I was looking at it, I was like, oh, he's probably just like follow to get the ball rolling. Yeah. But for a second I was like,
no, I don't know your ex, it's fine.
it wasn't even my ex. It was my ex's ex best friend.
It's a small world in social media.
No.
But yeah, it was, oh man, I felt grubby doing that when I started. But
no, it's funny.
But it did work because I got traction on it. But the worst it was then having to go back in and like realize like, right, I don't know you, and then unfollow everything, and it took. I'm still doing it to this day of unfollowing, and now I'm down to just stuff that's like my interests and people that do actually interact with the content. But yeah, it's like when I've got like acquaintances or friends or even like family, and I know they're like, oh, your stuff was really good, I enjoyed that. Then fucking like the thing. I get that you enjoy it, but if you don't take that millisecond to tap the heart or fucking share it, it goes no further. I appreciate that you watched it. I appreciate that it got to you. But I need like another 10 people behind you to keep it alive. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate that you like everything. And I'm like, oh, I like that. That's nice. Keeps it, going when it's a fucking 10-hour disaster in the editing. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna get one more shuffle. 4. Oh, there's a little After Dark ones coming in here. 5. There we go.
Are they all After Dark? No,
a lot of them are the bad cards. You've got 4 After Darks and one thing. We might not get through them all.
That's fine.
It might be quick answers. It might be like just like, nah.
It could well be. I've got one pass though, don't I?
You get one pass.
Okay.
One pass. And you might be the first person to use the pass.
Maybe 4 After Dark ones.
So, first one, here we go. It's an After Dark. It's a bad card. Okay. So, the first question is... Have you given, which is that was strange to start with, or received a blowjob this month? Did you have to think about that long?
I have not. No.
Oh, poor man.
Or maybe I just don't want to admit it.
Oh, but then you'd be lying. You have to tell you. These are honor bound.
Not
honor bound cards.
Not this month. No.
Not this month. All right.
Not in the month of August.
Not. Do I have to answer these?
Yes, Dave.
Yes. Yes. I am a very, very thankful, lucky man. You're gonna fucking kill
me. You can mute it when you answer.
Beep. I didn't say it was my wife. Didn't say it was my wife.
Dave, what are we doing before this show?
I mean, how do you think people get bookings in my family? Come on. Why do you think I keep booking Struan?
Struan, what did you have to get to do to get in that show in Elgin?
Just 20 years worth of trauma. Rapid fire, because I'm moving on because I'm going to get absolutely killed for that. It's another After Dark. This is better. We got a hypothetical now. If you had an STD, Would you tell your partner before you had sex with them?
Yes. I feel like that's like common decency.
I kind of feel like that's if you answer no, then that card really means that we're not going to have a conversation again.
Yes. That's a bit last like.
That would be a literal case of me grabbing this lead, pulling it out, and get the fuck out of my house, and then just deleting the conversation.
Yeah, no.
That's bad.
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course I would. I feel like that's, yeah.
I mean, I get where it's trying to get because if you got an STD, did you get it from them or did you get it from someone else?
Yeah,
It's an awkward question. But I mean, the moral side of that is absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you are somebody that has done that, go
fuck yourself.
I mean, well, go fuck yourself. Then tell yourself that you need to get tested.
Okay, this is the one.
Okay. Have you ever stayed in a relationship just for the segs?
No.
No.
I've had 2 relationships. I've never stayed in either of them.
That's because you're so young. You're a baby. I forgot how young you were.
Yeah.
There was literally like, because Jenny is like young but innocent.
Yeah.
And there was cards I actually skipped because I was like, I don't want to know the answer to that.
Fair enough.
I genuinely twice I was like, I don't need this in my life, Jenny.
Yeah.
No.
You?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, that's good.
No, never have.
Again, I feel like that still feels pretty.
I don't know. I can see that being more common because it doesn't necessarily mean it's one-sided.
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
both of you are just
true.
there for the naughty time.
I mean, and then you could also at the same time be like, you could say like, you know what, I'm staying this for sex. And they're like,
friends with bennies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, if that's what you're,
that's what you want,
as long as it's consensual, nobody's getting hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Never fall in love. Just don't fall in love. Just keep it raw and nasty. Don't fall in love. That's the first mistake. That's why. That is why I have never been in a relationship just for the sex, because I couldn't do that to the other person because it's impossible for them to not fall in love with me. I did it for their benefit. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yep. Oh, fair enough.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh.
Would you give up eating chocolate forever for £20,000?
Here's my thing, right? I'm not a big chocolate guy. I don't eat much chocolate.
No.
Sometimes I do as a little treat. But I mean, £20,000 helps a lot. But like in 30 years' time, where that £20,000 is no longer with me, and I really fancy a bar of dairy milk, I'm gonna hate myself. So I would probably say no, but just because I don't like putting a restriction on myself for like what could be the next, I don't know, however many years just for a bar of chocolate.
It's fair.
But I will say I'm including dairy-free chocolate in this. So
Yeah.
Dave, what do you then?
Well, that's right. So I'm glad you put that in, because at first I was really pissed off. I was like, well, that's just a fucking kick in the balls, because I can no longer have chocolate.
Yeah.
I can no longer have chocolate. And do you know how worse it's going? I can now no longer have gluten.
Really?
And it's in everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you would not believe. And it's not just a whole thing like gluten-free. Like, it's wheat.
Yeah.
So if it says gluten, which it really annoys me, some things are advertised as, oh, it's got gluten in it, right? And it says, oh, it has wheat in it. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And it's in everything. So my choice of what I can eat now is just lowered. Like, and cheese was my favorite thing in the world. And I don't really have a sweet tooth, but I did like a chocolate thing.
Yeah.
I like sweet stuff every so often. But yeah, so for dairy-free chocolate for 20 grand, do you know what? I think at the age I'm at, I can do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm stuck on dairy-free chocolate, which is never quite as good as normal chocolate. But there is some really, really... I have found, thankfully to my wife, she's been really good in finding stuff, but I have found some good ones. But, yeah, dairy-free chocolate, nah. So we'll go to the next question. I would take the money. Would you sell someone with a foot fetish pictures of your feet for 20 quid?
20 quid's 20 quid.
I'm underselling yourself there. There's more out there that make a lot more money off it.
It's actually, we have got an inside joke amongst a bunch of my pals about feet, and it's funny because we've got a name for every day
Mhm.
based on we like seen a thing on Instagram and it was like Foot Job Friday. And I think this is Foot Job Thursday, as in saying Foot Job Friday, but with a lisp.
Oh
But
my
here,
lord.
20 quid is 20 quid.
Nah, that's underselling. I would be at least 100 because I know you dirty sons of bitches would pay for it. So, do you know what? I've just literally realised we are on 8% battery now.
I've been watching it. I remember I seen it on 20%. I went, oh, we're not bad. And then that was like,
no, she's cutting down really quick.
it's-
Battery doesn't last long enough.
Yeah.
I'm on around 7. I'll tell you what, this is the end of the video now. We're just going to sit here and count down the battery until... I mean, it's
Susan's going to have to be at the park for a while.
Are you not entertained?
Oh.
So yeah, right. Well, wabbit.
Wabbit?
Wabbit. A wabbit.
Wabbit.
A pesky wabbit.
Oh.
So we'll wind it down there. And I really feel like I think we just scratched the surface on the conversations. Hello, Miles. That is my crotch. Ow. That is Miles. Yes, you weren't.
That is the dog.
You weren't making a move there for a second.
No.
You're not trying hard enough. So yeah, I enjoyed that. I really had a good chat with you, man.
Yeah, it was good.
I say the same thing to everyone. I hope I can get you back on again.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Don't do much.
I'm already kind of like, I don't do anything. I'm not innocent. And yet you've proved it completely the opposite because we got the D&D and we didn't even touch on your music taste and anything like that. Because I always have guests come in and like, we're going to talk about your interests and we never fucking do.
Yeah, we just
So it's like, absolutely. But I mean, well, that's a reason to have another podcast. It's on 6% now. So yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll wrap it up. And if you are watching this, thank you for, as ever, sitting and watching the yammerings and the laughs. I hope you had a laugh with us. Because we ran out of memory on the main phone, I've now jumped to this. So we wound down. I was going to say, go like the YouTube channel, share, subscribe, do the YouTube bullshit. But I did rudely have to cut off Alan when he was talking about the foot fetish question. So you were on about how the names of the days on the foot fetishes.
Yeah.
So finish that off, please, because the world can't be denied this. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to give full credit to my pal Emily who came up with all this. But foot monitoring Monday, toe time Tuesday, webbed feet appreciation Wednesday, foot job Thursday in brackets speech impediment, foot job Friday, socks off Saturday, and finally suck toes Sunday. So that is how my day of the weeks are planned.
This is why the country is the way that it is. This is the younger generation. This is what's carrying the fucking torch leading into it, right? There was a conversation to come up with these names, right? And the fact that you have it written in your notes to remember. You're going to tell me that's how you mark your underwear?
That's what written on my socks, you know.
Oh, God. Oh, right. Well, anyway, again, thanks for coming on.
No worries.
And I'm going to have to, obviously, fix my memory issues with the camera. Right. Peace.